Hello, hello. Sit down, get comfortable. Let's talk about Zelle. Okay, you've heard about it. You may already be using it. Not sure. I know I am. And not just because they're such a great supporter of the Latinos Out Loud podcast. Thank you, Zelle. But because it's really easy to use and it makes the most sense. Literally dollars and cents. When anyone sends you money or if you need to get paid back, always ask for Zelle. With Zelle, the money goes straight into your bank account and it works even if the sender banks somewhere different than you in the United States of America. All right. Look, I be going out with the kids, the moms, the dads, the nannies, the grannies, the tios, the tias. We all sometimes hang out. We go to the park. We like to bring pizzas for the kids, granola bars, you got to mix it up, healthy, not healthy. And we all split the costs. It's real great when you find like a cluster of friends that it's just a given that someone is going to hit you back. And in this case, the like group of moms that I be rolling with, they see me rolling. All the moms and dads, we use Zelle and we pay each other back with Zelle. It's great. It's very convenient. And I know it's going to go through and I know it's going to hit my bank account really, really fast. And the money goes straight into your account, typically in minutes, seconds. I've seen it go through in seconds. It's really, really fast. So like, that you'll be able to go back to Trader Joe's or wherever you shop and buy some more of those frozen vegetable nests. They're so good. Everything in the frozen aisle of TJ's is good. All right. You also don't have to download another app because it's probably already in your banking app. It's in over 1,800 different banking apps. So just double check that you have the correct US number, the mobile number, and email address. This way, the recipient is the right recipient and your money goes to the right place, straight into their bank account or yours. So mi gente, LOLeros, look for Zelle in your banking app today. It's the Latinos Out Loud podcast. Yo, 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 That was fun, Frank. That was a lot of fun. What is this? I know what it is. The Latinos Out Loud podcast. That's what it is. L. I think it's the other way. L. I don't know. I look like a L right now. Hi, everyone. We're back for another episode of the Latinos Out Loud podcast.
Show.
This is so fun. It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. Okay. What do you mean? It's just you just listen to it?
That's it.
You listen to me. You listen to the podcast. Okay.
What am I supposed to do with a podcast? Huh? Is that going to pay my bills?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it's helping to pay some of ours, I will say. So shout out to that. Okay, hi. It's Latinos Out Loud. Hi, my name is Rachel La Loca.
Oof.
What's up, this is Jay Ferns.
What's up, Jay? What's going on? This is Frank Nibs from Washington Heights.
Wow, that was very musical of you, Frank. Wow,
you're
in the Heights right now in that zone.
In the Heights.
How we do?
Yeah, hi, brothers. Hello, hermanos.
Hey,
how are
sister. Hey, how's it going?
This is good.
Wow. Frank just like turned into a tourist in his own neighborhood. Hi, how's it going? What's going on?
Yo, but they be out there, right? Do you see tourists in the Heights and
of course. They come early in the morning, like at 10 a.m. Wow. Okay. Look, United.
Where do they go?
A lot of them go to the cloisters.
Oh yeah, they're out there in the museum.
Because that museum, you don't feel like you're in the Heights.
Nice. And it's so weird, Jamie. You go right down the hill and you live right down the hill, right there. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and I can since I live right next to it, I don't have to. I can pay what I want because the actual ticket for tourists is like $35, $25, $35.
Oh.
But if you live nearby, you show them your ID and you live close. You can pay $1 if you want. You can just pay what you want.
I love that.
I usually give them $5 if I go, but and pretty much just hang out in the outdoor space and eat lunch.
It's really nice. I had to use the restroom one time. I was in the park and so I'm like, you know what? I'll go to the cloisters. And it was beautiful. what a great restroom to use. I highly recommend. I saw some of the museum on my way out, but you know,
It's very
really
religious, very
Yeah.
religious. So if you're not into religious art and statues and all that stuff, maybe it's not the place for you. But it is very calm. Like it's the quietest place in the Heights.
I love the
Word.
acoustics. The acoustics
Like the
are something
reggaeton doesn't
else.
get through those walls.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah,
No.
it's very just like a big churchy type museum. But it's old, man. There's so much old shit in there, like every museum, obviously.
Yo,
But
that museum, that was like the first time I started smoking weed, and this dude took me there. I was like 14 years old. We used to smoke in the park, and then we used to go to the museum. And I was like 14 years old. And this dude used to be like into Led Zeppelin and like fucking old, like, Jimi Hendrix. And
so what, like, did you see like the Jesus statues like come to life? 'Cause they're
Yes,
so
and
high.
yes, we will smoke and then we will go in there, and it was like it's like a medieval, for people that haven't gone, it's like it's affiliated with the Met from
Yes.
on downtown. So it's like they brought like this church pretty much they took from Europe, somewhere in Europe, and they brought it over to the cloisters and they rebuilt it. So it's like something out of Europe when you go in there. So it's bugged out. You're from the Heights, and then you're walking to a park, you're smoking, and you're going in there. So it actually
And
takes
you're
you
high,
back.
and you see
Yeah.
Jesus on a statue of Jesus on the cross, and then you
Right.
hear him talk to you like, "Hey, don't just stand there. Get me down from here."
Right.
And then you
they
hear
have
Led Zeppelin in the background, and she's riding a stairway to heaven.
to heaven. Yeah, it was bugged out. So that was like my first time smoking, going in there. It was fucking nuts.
What an
It was crazy.
experience. Well, I want to talk about a really good experience that I had recently, you guys.
All
We like
right.
to show podcast to podcast love, P2P.
Mhm.
And I have to shout out an invitation that I got from the Hip Hop Advocates.
All right.
And they have a podcast, and they're also musicians. They have a beautiful studio that they do their show out of in Queens.
Ooh.
And I was invited to record, and we had such a great time.
I saw you.
Yeah,
What's
I saw
up?
you
You
had
had like that Run DMC look. You had the gold chain, and like you had like these gold
the gold
fronts. Like,
teeth. Yeah.
what's up?
What's
It's
up with that?
funny. Yeah. So shout out to the guys, because Chris, Erupt, and Figs, they reached out to me and was like, yo, this episode is gonna come out close to Halloween. And we decided, since we're the hip hop advocates, to dress up as Run DMC. So feel free to dress up as something. So
Wow,
I
what a
dressed up
coincidence. You see, I
as
knew it, yo. I knew it.
I dressed up as our Loca of Rage instead of Our Lady of Rage.
Loca of
So I had the
Rage.
Afro puffs.
Yeah, I
rock
remember
buff and tuck
Afro
with my
Puff. I
Afro
remember from the
puffs.
East Coast. Yep.
Rage, rock on with your
Yeah.
bad self. I am the
What?
roughest, toughest. Say what, say what, say what. So
Dang,
yeah,
you remember her? Holy shit! I thought she was
I
past your
was
time.
no, I was our Loca of Rage. I had my R gold
Yeah.
cap in my tooth.
You look like you want to beat the shit out of somebody. All right, I like that.
Oh my God, Frank! I was just dressing like.
I'll take you to a fight looking like that. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
All right,
you look.
I'll show up like that. No doubt.
You come on looking like that. It looks like something's gonna pop off. You gonna do what you need to do.
You know what's so funny is I got some feedback on my DM because I posted a very up close picture of the gold tooth, and I got a bunch of feedback, and most of the feedback was, "Don't ever post a picture like this again." And that came from my good friends. Like, good friends were like, "No, stop,
Don't do it.
no,
Don't
don't
do it
ever
now.
do this."
Only for Halloween. That's it.
But yo, shout out to the Hip Hop Advocates. Had a great time, a very lengthy interview with video and even a performance. Oh my
What?
God. They have this, their show is so awesome. They're on the Latino Pods network over with Men on Pause and the Rick Gates show.
All right.
And they have a segment called Show and Prove, where usually artists, like real artists, like rappers, go on the show and drop bars.
They rapidy rap.
They asked me to drop bars, and I'm like, unless we're talking about gold bars that I don't own, and then I'll like throw them in the air and drop them, I don't think I'm able to drop the bars you're asking me for. But we did it. We did it. I performed
Nice.
one of my rap parodies that I have not performed in a very long time, and
Wow.
it was so much fun. I felt like I was
Nice.
at like Coachella. They have a stage with little lights and the cameras, and it was amazing. There was smoke in there, not from a smoke machine, from the blunts, and I
Uh-huh.
felt like it was like a performance, more like Roachella, but I still had Coachella on the
Oh,
brain as I was on stage.
wow.
So shout out to the hip hop advocates. Check out their podcast. It's really great. And they are what they sound like. Lovers of hip hop.
Oh, I gotta hear this. I know it's gonna be good because
Well,
you know your hip hop stuff. I know that.
I don't want to set up any expectation level. And if you see their video, they got the mic, the old school LL Cool J vibe-ish mic. Check them out. Super talented,
Ooh.
representing Queens. All
All
right.
right. All right. All right.
So that said, something else cool. This has just been a really cool couple of days, yo. I had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing one of the cast members that I'd previously spoken to of Acapulco during the press
Acapulco.
junket, but we got more time with
What?
Rafael. Yes, Frank,
Atama.
more time with Rafael Cebrián. And I really enjoyed talking to him. We spoke for so long. It was a great conversation. Please check it out. It's inspirational no matter what you do for a living. I think he dropped some really solid life advice.
Okay.
So let's
Okay.
check it out. Here's the interview with
Definitely.
my boy, Rafael. Okay. Let's do
Are you
this.
in Brooklyn right now?
Not right now, but I was the whole weekend because that's where I'm from. Cough up along where you from, Brooklyn, son.
All right, all right, all right. I just saw the Brooklyn Nets hat, and I was like, "What's up with that?"
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm a big fan of basically anything Brooklyn,
Okay,
but look at the customization here,
look
yo.
at that.
Look at that. That's the Dominican flag.
I know,
This
I
is my
know.
life. This is my life in a baseball hat, like in a sports hat, like Brooklyn to the fullest.
Yep.
And then Dominican. All it's missing is my Jewish heritage because I do have some Russian Jewish heritage as well.
Okay, represent.
All day. Are you in Brooklyn?
No, I'm not. I'm in LA, but I was just in Brooklyn. I spent all my summer in Brooklyn, working over there, so it was a lot of fun. And my sister lives in Brooklyn as well, so yeah.
I love it. The way you said it kind of made it like it was a summer destination. Like, yeah, I got the summer house in Brooklyn, which, yo, that would be dope. We have some beautiful beaches. Some
Oh,
of the
100%. Yeah, no summer house, but it was a summer job for sure.
amazing. Okay, you guys are hearing his voice. Hello, LOLeros. It's your girl, Richa La Loca. This is the Latinos Out Loud podcast, and I'm so thrilled to be speaking again to
Yep.
Rafael Cebrián. This is que fun. Okay, we just did,
Yeah.
well, you just did the junket for Acapulco a few days ago. Now, LOLeros, that's a lot of work for actors, okay? They are talking nonstop to several different media outlets at a time. And I have a question for you, just because we just finished talking. Like, do the media outlets ask you a lot of the same questions, or are there different styles and different questions? Like, tell me about your experience with the junket a few days ago.
I mean, listen, it makes sense that a lot of the media outlets ask the same questions because there's
Yeah.
some go-to questions that you gotta ask no matter what. But some of the people keep it fresh, keep it spicy, like yourself. You popped on screen, and we had a lot of fun with you. But yeah, we understand that a lot of the questions are repeat questions. And actually, it was kind of funny because Jessica, my castmate, and myself, we kind of already got into the groove of things, and we knew which questions we were each going to respond to. She was like, "Oh, I'll take this one. I'll take this one." But then sometimes I would take her questions, and it was like I already knew what she said, so I kind of like repeated what she said. I don't know. It was kind of like a fun ping pong back and forth, playful banter between her and I, and it was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and the work continues. I mean, LOLeros, you may know Rafael from Acapulco, which is on Apple Plus season 2 right now. Plays such a fun character. Oh my God. If you have not watched the series yet, I highly recommend. We don't have a rating system on LOL per se, but
Okay.
so I'm not gonna like give it tomatoes or cherries or anything.
No.
I'll just say like, yeah, 5 LOLs. If that's the equivalent of 5 stars on Apple.
Great. Well, I was like 5 out of
But
what?
you
5 out of 10? 5 out of
out of
20? Or 5
5.
out of 5? Okay,
5 out of
okay.
5. 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. You want to do some more math? I know you went to Brown University. I see that. I see you. I mean, you're very brilliant. I can see your through your work,
Oh,
also
thank
through the
you.
transition of your work. So they say a lot about, actors showcasing their range and
Yeah.
whatnot. Pero el diantre, tú see, you go from Narcos to
Uh-huh.
Hector the Pool Protector.
Uh-huh.
That's that's a big range. I want to know about how do you do that? Like, does that come down to character study? Like, or do you have all of these characters in you already? Tell me about that,
Uh,
Rafael.
yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I guess, each character that I portray starts and ends with myself. So there's like a little bit of myself in everything I play. I couldn't pinpoint specifically what, but definitely because it all comes out of myself. I feel like that's just the nature of things. In terms of like comedy, drama, I never really mm, think of it as in like, oh, I'm doing a drama, let me get into this dramatic mode. No, look, at the end of the day, I'm just like telling a story, and I just want to be of service to the character. I want to make sure that I'm able to voice the unvoiced as best as I can. And comedy, I've always loved comedy, but for some reason I never got the chance to do it professionally. I started doing drama over 10 years ago, and I little by little just got stuck in that world. And I have a lot of fun doing drama, but I've been wanting to do a comedy like Acapulco for years, and for some reason it never came my way up until like a couple years ago. And I'm just very, very, very happy that I get to play in such a fun world. Growing up, I mean, I was a huge fan of physical comedy, Jim Carrey, and I feel like I get to explore that side of me in this character.
That is really interesting. So I want to talk about some of your dramatic inspirations because I hear Jim Carrey, and
Yeah.
this is quite a leap, but who are some of those dramatic actor or other inspirations you have?
Well, Anthony Hopkins and Will Smith are the two actors that made me want to become an actor growing up,
Ooh.
with John Travolta as well. And then, Jim Carrey, Dana Carvey, in terms
Ooh,
of
yes,
comedy. So it
yes,
was, Steve Martin, Peter
yes.
Sellers. I mean, I could just go on and on and on, but I do feel like the, the best comedic actors are the ones that play comedy straight and that play the truth in comedy, that play the drama of the comedy. And I just try to stick with that.
Amazing. Okay, I would like to rewind, okay, because we could talk about the current projects. And again, this
Yeah.
is your atypical type of interview. And you know where I'm coming from? Let me preface it by saying the LOLeros are deeply inspired by these interviews, no matter who we're interviewing, because we talk to people from several different walks of lives, philanthropists,
Uh-huh.
lawyers, actors, entertainers, but everyone, the common denominator here is everyone is moving the Latino community forward in their own craft via their own conduits.
Yeah.
So I would love to hit the rewind button because I know there are some future Rafaels listening right
Hmm.
now. So I want to talk about how this all got started. You mentioned seeing some of the greats who inspired you to get into dramatic acting and now comedy, which is so fun. I'm so glad you're doing everything. Anyway, but how did this get started? Did you go to school for acting? And if not, how did you stumble upon this career?
Yeah, I didn't just fell out of my bed one morning when I was like 18, hit my head and was like, damn, all right, good morning, I'm going to be an actor. No, I always wanted to tell stories and have people receive them in their hearts. And I guess for me, the way to do it was through acting. There's some people that dance, some people that paint, some people that cook. And I like to write and I like to act. And I guess I cut the bug at a very young age. I was 5 years old, and I remember seeing this is funny, but I remember like my parents are journalists, so they traveled a lot for work when I was growing up. And I
Awesome.
remember spending Christmas in London when I was like 5 years old. And my parents took me to a showing of Grease at the West End, which is like Broadway in the UK.
Yes.
And I was like, what the hell is this? I have photographic memory, so I even right now I remember just being there and just being mesmerized, just from what I was seeing on stage, the dancing, the music, the acting. It just sounded so. It looked like so much fun, and I was like, I want to do this when I grow up. Yeah.
What a show to see.
Yeah.
Across the pond.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, across the pond, I saw Grease in the UK, and I just connected with it, and then I wouldn't shut up singing and dancing Grease at home for the next 3-4 years of my life. I was like Danny Zuko for Halloween. I mean,
Yes.
23 times probably. So yeah, I guess theater is what lit the fire inside of me, and then I just followed that. I studied theater in college. I mean, I went to Brown, like you've said, but like I studied history and performing arts with a focus in theater arts and acting. And yeah, I mean, I never really, for some reason, I wanted to get in as a young guy, but my parents were like, listen, just go to school, go to elementary school, go to middle school, go to high school, have fun, live a normal life, and then you'll have time for everything in your life. And I guess they're right. I do think there's like a moment and a time for everything in your life, and I'm very happy. I started my career when I started it, which was a little bit over 10 years ago. I'm 33, so I started when I was 22.
Wow, that's really exciting. And shout out to you for also acknowledging your own growth and evolution. We talk about that a lot on the podcast. This is all empowering content, baby. You know what I'm saying? This
All
is
right.
that uplifting, jovial stuff. We're Latinos. I love what you said too. Like, we're storytellers organically. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We have so many stories to tell. Like, I choose podcasting and writing to let it all out. Aside from hanging out with family and friends and sitting on a milk crate in front of a bodega and telling stories to strangers, which I do from time to time. But like, you got to have your outlets. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk to strangers. I know they say don't, but you know what? It's great because it starts and ends there.
I ain't judging. So,
okay, speaking of which, that's what I do for fun. What does Rafael do for fun? You're reading scripts and stuff. You're working. You're on set. You're getting your makeup done, your hair tousled and stuff like that, and styled with gel perfectly, the way it is right now, I have to say.
I just I woke up this morning and I just put some gel. I didn't really put a lot of effort into it. I'm just like born perfectly like this, you know?
You did a great job. You look like you just stepped out of a salon, okay? But I want to know, we're having so much fun here. I want to know what you do for fun. What are your hobbies?
I love to cook. I'm not that great of a cook, but I love to cook. I like to play basketball. I mean, I enjoy writing a lot. I'm developing my own stories, my own scripts right now, and I just like getting together with my writing partner and hashing those ideas out.
Okay, we talk a lot about writing on this show too.
Okay.
My co-host Jamie is a writer. He's doing some great stuff for podcasting right now, episodic stuff for Audible and Broadway video.
Okay.
And everybody's out here, like, again, the evolution. We started as sketch comedians, him and I. We were part of a multicultural sketch comedy troupe, and we were on a show called Bring the Funny on NBC. But that was the start, like the sketch writing, 4 pages. You know what I mean? In and out. Start, middle, end, as many jokes as possible. I'd like to delve into your writing a little bit.
Wow.
Okay, I'd like to know, what are your propósitos? What are your temas? What is it that you're writing? If you could share a little bit, but I'm more interested in knowing about your process. So like, we talk about granular process here on the show sometimes, especially when we have writers. For example, we had like Maria Hinojosa, who I just happened to have her second book handy, people.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I have books handy. Just have to shout out acclaimed journalist for the Latino community, Maria Hinojosa, with her second book. And we talk about, do you need a dark room? Are you on a typewriter from 1983? Do you have to be in an island off of the coast of Malaysia? Like, what's your process to get the best writing out of Rafael? And tell us a little bit about Rafael's writing world.
I like starting my writing process later in the day. I feel like I'm an early riser, but for some reason, the writing gods do not appear up until later in the day. I feel like my body needs to be very much awake. My spirit needs to be alive, and sometimes that happens, I would say, after 3 p.m. That's really when
Wow, that spirit likes to sleep. Shit.
No, I feel like I work better at night when I'm
kidding.
writing. You know, I work better when, like in the evening, I guess.
The
And
circulatory system is already flowing
yeah,
well, and the brain juices. No, I get it too. I'm not a morning person.
yeah,
I
you
bring my
know,
kids to
I
school. I
wake
have one
up,
eye open.
I do my stuff, I eat and go to the gym, do my errands, whatever. And then when everything is out of the way, I feel like, okay, let me just like take care of the fun part of the day. And I don't really have much of a process. I just try to be patient, and that is very hard for me because I am very, very impatient.
Oh,
So
confessions on the
yeah.
Latinos Out Loud podcast. Wait a minute. Impatient. ¿Por qué? Tell us about that.
Pues no sé, porque sí, porque así nací. I'm just very, very impatient with myself, and that is something that I'm working with my therapist right now. I'm trying to be a little more patient and understanding of life and of time and of things. But I will not bore you with that.
No, this isn't boring. And by the way, shout out to therapists. Mine canceled on me for today, but rescheduled. And I want to
Okay.
shout out BetterHelp Therapy, which is an actual sponsor of this podcast. So we encourage therapy here too. Can I shout you out?
Please,
Being
no.
being impatient is not necessarily such a terrible thing. Y yo no soy terapista. I'm not your therapist, but I think in your career, in our in the writing entertainment sphere,
Hmm.
being impatient is also tied to passion, right? Being impatient to me is tied to, oh, I want this, baby. I'm gonna go after it, but I tie it to the desire to succeed, to want to succeed. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And I wanted to just shout you out if you have anything
No,
to say
thank
about
you.
that.
I agree. I do think, listen, artists like ourselves, we have this like fire in our belly, and when it burns deep, and we just, we need to follow that sensation. And I guess that's the passion, the drive, the hunger that we have to wake up every day and do what we do, because, like you're on doing press junkets and all the glam, and it's great, but there's a very intense hustle behind all this, and sometimes people forget. But I'm still here. I'm in my studio in Hollywood. I'm talking to you, and then I'm gonna go and tape for like another audition. Like the grind, the hustle is still real, no matter what, no matter how many Academy Awards nominations you have or not. It's just, I guess it's just that fire in our belly that keeps us going every day, wanting to tell stories and in a way make the world a better place, because that's what we do. We entertain, right? We want to make the
Yes.
world a better place.
I love turning the frowns upside downs. You know what I'm saying? That was bad grammar, but I needed it to
No,
rhyme. So, okay, speaking of telling our stories, I
yeah.
think when we look at your career, a lot of the roles that you've been playing are Latino. And so I'd like to talk about that, how you feel about representing for us on screen, and how do you add Rafael to those characters?
Well, first of all, I feel blessed to be able to do that and to voice Latino and Hispanic voices in the international market and have international audiences connect with them. That's how I was raised. As a kid in Madrid, I grew up thinking that I could be anyone I wanted to be. I mean, Anthony Hopkins, Will Smith, John Travolta, Jim Carrey, John Leguizamo. Those are all actors that I admired and looked up to growing up. John Leguizamo played a Frenchman in Moulin Rouge, you know? Why not? Why couldn't I play a Frenchman? Anthony Hopkins, you know, those are all idols of mine. So I guess to be in this conversation where I get to represent Latino voices, I'm just honored, blessed, because at the same time, I think that Hollywood forgets what Latino really means. You know, we're all different. Latinos, we come in many shapes and forms. That's the beauty of it all. But we share one same common culture, and that is the Latino culture. I mean, for Christ's sake, we share the same language. You know, we are one. And I feel like Hollywood sometimes forget that, and they pinpoint us to like very specific stories, which, listen, stories like Narcos, they are part of our imaginario cultural y colectivo. Yes, they're part of who we are. They are part of our culture, but they're like a tiny little part of our culture. We have way bigger and better stories to tell that Hollywood does not want to shine a light on them. And Acapulco does that, for example. Acapulco is a story of Latino success.
Yes.
And it works perfectly. So being able to, like, I don't know, be a part of those stories in a more active way. I'm more careful right now with my career. I kind of pick and choose the roles a little more. And I believe that's because I'm now in a position where I can choose. Before, as an actor, I got to pay rent. So I just got to take whatever they give me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play a gangbanger all my life, but at first it was the only way to get arrested in this town. So I had to start somewhere, and then let me flip the conversation around. Let me show who we really are and what we really can do. And that's the daily struggle. I felt like I got a little deep in there. I don't know if I lost
love it.
myself.
Please
but
don't stop. Please continue. I love
no,
this so much.
that's the daily struggle. But we're trying to just move forward and make things change as much as we can. But I also think it's important to be unidos, because lately I do feel that sometimes Latinos are not united, and that breaks my heart.
Why are we that way? And what is it going to take to make that change? Because I agree with you 1000%. You know, we've seen shows getting canceled because of whatever, Gordita Chronicles,
Yeah, great show.
great show, you know what I'm saying? And like, if we were only more present and watching and supporting each other and making the noise that Hollywood requires around these shows, then maybe we can add life to them. What's up with us, yo? What is up?
Well, I mean, I think there are two things here. First of all, I do believe that in the past years, there's been like a positive change in Hollywood, wanting to make sure that that representation is authentic. By the way, authentic doesn't always mean accurate. I believe that you can still be authentic without being accurate.
Ooh, that's a thought. Ooh, you're gonna leave us with that? Everybody's
But
thinking right now.
we can talk about that later if you want. But I do think that lately Hollywood has been trying to do things the right way, but the people in power who have very good intentions do not have the tools to do things the right way. And I believe they need to let people with the right tools take control, and those people need to be brought into the conversation. People like yourself, for example, in order to make sure that things change and change the right way. Because greenlighting a show like Gordita Chronicles and then cancel it, what are we doing? Where is this going? That's not good. And then why are Latinos not fully united at times? I mean, it's
the $1 million question. Do you have the $1 million answer?
I do not have the $1 million answer. I wish, though. I do have a thought for so many years, Black and brown people in this country have been subjugated by the white dominant culture, that right now, when Latinos and Hispanics are getting a little bit of like a stage to shine, sometimes is hard to want to share that tiny little piece of the stage, because it's like, well, this is mine now, and like I've been, you know, kind of like kept in the dark for so many years, that this is mine and this is mine and I'm not going to share it with anybody, and like it's Latino, but are you Latino? What let me see how Latino you are, you know. And that just, it breaks my heart, truly. You know,
our history is connected, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we can help a little more too, you know. And I'm sure you do this already, but in the roles that you depict, take them to school, Rafael. Take them to school. We have to educate. There's a duty almost that, like, as a Latino entertainer, there's probably a strong percentage of people on set with you, right next to you, that don't know shit about the independence of our countries, or why Hispanic Heritage Month is September 15th through October 15th, or, you know what I'm saying, what your coat of arms look like. Okay, I just went to Spain for the first time. I have to throw that in there. I just got back 2 weeks ago. Qué maravilla. Qué
see,
maravilla. I cannot believe I waited this long in life. And I learned so much about Spanish culture. I was at an hacienda in Salamanca where Christopher Columbus, look, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm just saying I'm a fan of history. Christopher Columbus had his pitch meeting to get money for his voyage in 1492. And there's this artwork on the wall of him pitching the queen and all of her like minions behind her. I'm like, yo, I pitch people on the weekly. It's the same thing. I can't believe history repeats itself like that, but I can't believe I'm at the hacienda where that pitch meeting, like, I wonder if he had a PowerPoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did how did the pitch go down?
right.
Feather pen, I guess, some sort, but you could see him on the table. Anyway, I'm getting nerdy.
But let me ask you something. Did you feel a connection when you were in Spain with that culture?
Yes.
Of course, because
Yes.
because that's your
Strong.
culture. Because
Yes.
that's your culture, right? However, if you would have gone to, I don't know, if you would have gone to, let's say, Sweden, maybe you wouldn't have felt that much of a connection, right? No, because that's not the same culture that we share.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
We would do well on a game show together because it's like,
Please.
you know, good filling in of the sentences and clarification. Okay, look, this is so exciting. I do want to talk a little bit about Acapulco. I want to
Please.
talk a lot of it, but I want to respect everybody's time. You got tapes to do.
No,
got
but
kids
also
to
I
pick up.
have time. I have time. So please go for it. Don't
Oh,
worry.
good. Okay. So after talking to your castmates and
Right.
being, you know, I had the honor of participating in that fantastic press junket. Shout out to everybody who organized it. It was very organized. And I really got to know you guys. And what I saw was incredible chemistry and love for one another. Holy moly. Are you guys all besties? Like, it looks like you guys hang out. Like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you doing a Friendsgiving? Like, y'all look really tight. And then I love how that chemistry translates for us, the viewers, because we see it on the show. The show is so seamless, and every joke is so, like, every opportunity there is for a joke, you guys all bring it. So tell me about that on-set chemistry. Are you guys a family?
Well, yeah. First of all, every opportunity for a joke, we bring it, but every joke is really on the page. I think I told you this. It all starts with the page. If it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. And then in terms of us being a family, 100%. Look, Acapulco is not my first rodeo. I've been in other shows before, and we always tend to say the same thing over and over again, which is, oh my God, we're like a family. We're a family. We're a family. For the first time in my life, I can really say that we are a family in Acapulco. It's just very, very, very special. And I think, you know, on set, relationships get accelerated. Everyone becomes really close with each other very fast, just because you're working 24/7 and we're actors. So, you know, we work with each other. But in an Acapulco set, relationships get very much accelerated, even more, because we live together. We work where we live. we work together, we eat together, we go to the gym together, to the beach together. We just have ourselves. It's like a group of people that are not from Puerto Vallarta, all together working in Puerto Vallarta, being foreigners in the same city, sharing same goals and sharing the same passion, and it creates for like beautiful friendship and relationships, and every single thing you see on screen, every connection is actually organic. So to me, it's the easiest job I've ever had to have in my life, because I'm not acting. I mean, it's so easy to play and bounce off my castmates. It's truly like eyes closed, they say action, we're good to go.
Do you think that it's the Latinidad that's present on set, that unification, that unity that we're talking about right now? Is that one of the differences between the other productions you've been involved in?
I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't think it's the only reason why we are like that, but I do think that has a lot to do with it. Like, familia es un tema muy importante in Latino culture.
Claro que sí. Claro que sí, dale.
You know, that just shines bright in Acapulco, and we are una familia. So for sure, the Latin culture has something to do with that. But even Jessica or Cord, who, you know, are not Latinos, they just blend in perfectly with us. Jessica is starting to speak Spanish. Cord is learning Spanish. I think there's, you know, Latino se pega. Lo Latino se pega. It's infectious. You know, it's once the bug bites you, it's not gonna let you go.
I told Cord when we were talking, I was like, I want to take this opportunity here on the Latinos Out Loud podcast with the small amount of power that I have to make you an honorary Latino. So he's very excited about that. He's
He'd
one
love
of us.
that. Yes, he'd love that. And look, Jessica and Cord are they're just so, I think I told you this before, but they're so generous as actors, but also as people, I would say. They love going out in Puerto Vallarta and experiencing the Mexican culture, eating at local taco shops.
Love that.
Part of the beauty of getting to film abroad is the fact that you get to immerse yourself in the culture of the country where you're filming. We didn't get to do that a lot during the first season because we were cooped up because of COVID. However, season 2, we were able to explore a little more, get out of the resort.
I'm really having a great time chatting with you.
Me
but
too.
I know,
Keep going.
Okay. I mean, I'm getting the messages already that we got to wrap soon, but I just have one or two more temas that I want to cover. Congratulations on The Calling, a
Thank you.
a crime drama on Peacock. Could you tell us a little bit about your character and what we can expect from The Calling, which is coming out next month, right? November?
Yeah, that's what I was filming in Brooklyn this summer.
Whoop, whoop, Brooklyn.
So yeah. Look, coming back to what I was saying before, growing up thinking that you could be anything and you could portray anyone on screen, The Calling is a true testament to that. Because of who I am, my career has been mostly based on playing Latino and Hispanic roles. However, this is the first time I get to play a full-on American. My name is Brad Holt in the TV series, and I play a 33-year-old dad. It's also my first time playing a dad.
Wow.
So I think we need more of that. We need more Latinos being able to not just be playing Latino roles on TV or on films, like, because I feel like it's aspirational to see, in my opinion, a Latino being able to portray someone with authenticity, maybe not accuracy, but with authenticity and with such respect in projects that might not be talking about Latinos, you know? It's a David E. Kelly show directed by Barry Levinson. It has great actors like Juliana Canfield, Jeff Wilbush, and it's a heavy drama thriller about missing persons, and I will leave it at that because I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, you gave us a lot. Thank you for being so generous. I can't wait to see that. So check that out on Peacock out in November. My last question to put a pretty little bow on this amazing interview. We covered so much, but I would love for you to give some words of advice, just having experienced what you've seen. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. What would you like to tell them?
Damn, I'm the one looking for advice. I don't know if I'm good to give advice.
Of course you are. And it could be just, whatever comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? It could be, feed your dog 2 times a day. Don't forget, although I think something much more brilliant is coming out of your brain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is brilliant or not, but I think in my own experience, I've always been successful when I listened to my gut. And successful means a lot of stuff. Successful doesn't mean or making money and getting the job, but just I do think that if you always listen to your gut and forget about your head, because your head could be the saboteur at times, you will get places. Listen to your gut, stay unique, stay truthful to who you are. Yeah, just listen to yourself because you got all the answers. Does that make sense?
Of course it does. And we need to hear these words. We have to tell each other these words. Sometimes we forget. Listen to yourselves. I want to shout you out. Thank you, Rafael Cebrián. Check him out on season 2 of Acapulco on Apple Plus, and also in the calling coming out on Peacock. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I hope to have you back a 3rd time. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. So
anytime you want, anytime you need. I had a lot of fun talking to you. You guys are great. Thank you for everything you do for the Latino community as well. We need more people like you. It means a lot to be considered part of this family. Truly. Like, I love the family, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for saying that. Ay, bendito. Pero I want to go back to your country so badly. It was not enough time. It was not enough
Whenever
time.
you want, let me know.
Oh my God. Are you connected? Like, are you the kid from Madrid for real?
I'm the king from Spain. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. El rey. Estoy hablando con el rey. Oh
el único rey que hay.
Bueno, yo soy la reina, so...
Ahí. Por eso te tengo que preparar.
Thank you so much again, Rafael. God bless, and nothing but good vibes being sent your way.
Okay, Rafael and Rachel. Nice. Okay.
We're really shouting out this show that everybody should check out.
Yeah.
On the telly.
Yeah, check it out. It's on Apple Plus. And it's called Acapulco. It's in season 2. And it's really great for the culture, for the community. It's so funny. And it's super bilingual, So it's something. There's something in there for everybody. It's universally funny. Check it out.
I'm seeing more of this bilingual thing now going on.
Usually, like, when they get bilingual, like in a Latin American show, it's usually like they just throw in random Spanish words like, oh yeah, mijo, dinner's ready. It's always like they just give you like buzzwords,
right?
Oh, that's basura.
Basura.
Like, and then they just talk in English the rest of the time. Perfect English.
I feel so triste. It's just the one word, right? Yeah.
Paciencia y fe. That's what I always say.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm really happy that we're getting to know such wonderful talent that's really pushing the message forward and showing up to set representing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then being vocal about it too. So shout out to Rafael for being present and being himself and shouting us out and being on the show. All right, do we want to do a que lo que?
Yeah, why not, Rachel? That sounds like a good idea.
Why not?
Let's do that.
Okay, let's do it. Party on.
1, 2, 3, vamos a bailar otra vez. Que lo que, 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 que lo que. 1, 2, 3, menéate otra vez. Que lo que, que lo que, que lo que.
right, guys. It's que lo que time. Anybody want to do a que lo que? Que lo que, que lo que. Que lo que, que lo que.
What up,
Oh.
que lo que fans? I know
Que
there's
lo
people that
queros? What did you call them? It was
Que lo
really good.
queros.
Que lo
Que lo
queros?
queros.
this is
That's
the people that
good.
just listen to the show. They just listen to the que lo que es. They fast forward to it. I just want to hear their shout outs. This is what I love them for. So forget the banter, forget the interview. It's all about the shout outs. So my shout outs, I usually start with shouting out yero.com.
All right.
The news and lifestyle platform for Latino men.
Yes.
Right.
Go to
Yes.
their website, yero.com right now, and you'll find out a bunch of really cool information about stuff like the Hispanicized Summit. That was a story up there a couple weeks back. But you know, there's so much stuff in there that you're not gonna be bored if you go. So go now. I go right after you listen to this. Go to yero.com, and also check me out on Instagram, jferns, j_ferns, Twitter. That's all for me.
Hi.
Frank,
Love it.
anything?
Yes, I want to give a shout out to the Comic-Con that just came by New York. I just like the whole thing that it just came back into New York, and just, you know, after the 2 years off, it kind of just gave us another boost again, and it's back, baby. I can't wait. I think the Comic-Con thing has so much more growth to go, and I just can't wait. I'm just so happy that it's back. And Jamie, I know you went, by the way, so tell us about it.
Yeah, it was fun. I was, I was nerding
Yeah.
out, and I heard there was like some robberies and shit. Classic New York.
I
where people
mean, come on, things
What?
are getting back up.
People-
Yeah,
happened?
things
No,
are
not
getting-
like somebody got attacked, but like if you weren't looking at like your shit,
Of
like somebody would be
course.
like, "Oh, I
Of
got all your swag."
Yeah, exactly. We're getting back on our feet. It's a little crazier in New York right now. We all know
Nerds
that.
robbing nerds. It's
Right.
not.
It's not so bad. You know, you're
It
not
ain't
gonna
that
get shanked or
serious.
anything like
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't violent. It's more like, yo, just
Right.
watch your shit. But I think
yeah.
it wasn't a lot. It was like a couple here and there. But not when I went. When I went, it was cool. And I love all that shit. Yeah, definitely. It was. I only go one day. There's people that go like they go the whole week, Thursday to Sunday.
Right.
I couldn't do all that. That's just too exhausting.
Right,
One day is
right.
exhausting. I was already like, I need to take a seat. I need to sit
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, they
There's
got
so
some
much-
super heads out there. They're there 3 days. They're like camping out there. It's like, but I just like that vibe in New York, and it's just back, man. I'm so happy.
It's great, and it's the second biggest after San Diego right now.
Right.
I just buy a lot of art and shit and stuff like that. So it
Yeah,
was
man.
cool.
It's part of New York. We need that, man. We need
I
it to
love
be
those
big every year.
events. I love that you go to those events, Jamie. You always go to these cool, like culture heavy events that maybe, aren't typically heavily attended by Latinos. But
Yeah.
that's a space that, I see like more and more Latino
man.
presence with like La Borinqueña.
Borinqueña
now
was
being
there.
attended.
Yeah, my boy got me a autograph piece for him. Chris got me one. I was
Shout
so
out
happy.
to Edgardo Miranda, who's
Yeah,
killing
man.
it. And
Yup.
he's everywhere. He's getting murals done of La Borinqueña out in Chicago. And I'm sure he had a heavy presence in Comic-Con. So I just, like seeing stuff like that where our culture is being represented.
Leguizamo was there too, signing autographs.
Oh, shit.
Amazing.
Wow.
Not for free,
Say
so I
hi?
didn't. Yeah, no, because I didn't have.
Well, Jamie, you said not
$100
Right, Jamie, you said
to
not
get
for
him to
free.
sign my autograph.
Right, Jamie, but he's not the only one. A lot of people charge a lot of money for like stuff like
He
that.
was actually cheaper than a lot of some of the other celebrities. More affordable. Like
Right.
I was, if you like, I wanted the Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd had a Back to the
I
Future
saw
reunion.
that, man. Wow, that looked dope.
But they were
man.
selling their shit for like $200. I'm like, nah.
Holy shit! Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
That's too much. Just for a picture that I'll probably lose. I'll be like, where did I put that picture that I spent $200 on? But Leguizamo was representing. He was in a cool movie. He was there because he's in a movie coming out. About it's like Die Hard, but with Santa Claus, and he's like the bad guy.
Wow, that
It's
sounds
like
Spawn,
Santa Claus is like,
Spawn.
yeah, it helps these people that are being that are being terrorized in their house, and he just starts kicking ass. So like
man,
Leguizamo's the bad guy in it. So that should be a really cool movie.
that sounds crazy.
I love
yeah.
that.
But yeah, so shout out to Leguizamo.
Yo, thanks for listening to the episode. Thanks for all the support. Shout out to all the sponsors. McDonald's, we see you. Thank you for the food. They
Yeah.
sent me and my kids some chicken McNuggets, French fries,
yum,
and
yum,
some
yum.
Halloween pails. My kids are using the Halloween pails a lot, like to put their toys in, and we'll use them to go trick-or-treating in a few days. Shout out to
Alright.
McDonald's. Good looking. Follow us at We Are Latinos Out Loud. On Twitter, we're Latinos Out Loud _ You could even call us. Pick up the phone and call us 978 Latinos. Leave us a message. If we can't get to the phone, you know how it goes. But we're very, very happy to talk to you and to hear your feedback. So that's Latinos Out Loud for now. 3 episodes a week. There'll be more. Okay. See you soon. On that note, we out.